Hi everyone, I'm going to react to My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 17, The Wrong Way to Put Out a Fire. Last episode was the Hellish Todoroki family part 2, something or other along those lines. But then the Todoroki family only showed up at the end of the episode, which I'm like, why did they name the episode like that? Most of the episode was about Hawks and his backstory and his view from now on, what he wants to do from now on. And yeah, we saw Stain. Oh my gosh. Stain is back. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. Hopefully this whole episode is going to be focused on the Todoroki family, because they were like, the mom is like, they need to talk. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that talk. I hope they show the talk. Okay, let's go. You know, I was silent for most of this episode because usually when they're going through backstories like that, I like to fully immerse myself in it and try to understand what happened, people's motivations, how they were feeling, to try to make sense of what's happening right now, you know. And I'm not quite sure. I feel like I need to watch it again, and I'm gonna do that on my own time. But for now, okay, Endeavor and Ray, they got married because it was a quirk marriage. She had the choice of saying no, but she didn't. She married Endeavor, and the point of this marriage is to produce children that are gonna be a mix between their two quirks, and that basically children that are gonna be stronger than them. And Endeavor's goal was to have a child that's gonna be stronger than All Might. Now, Toya was born, and his fire was, he's way more powerful than Endeavor. His fire is more powerful than Endeavor's fire. And because of that, he felt like Toya was going to be able to surpass All Might, you know. And he kept, because he had that obsession with All Might, he passed that obsession on to Toya. So Toya also has this focus about surpassing Endeavor. But the thing is, yes, his fire is more than Endeavor's, but his body cannot handle that amount of fire. His body is more like the mom's. And the more he uses his fire, the more he hurts himself. Because of that, Endeavor, he wasn't practicing with Toya anymore, you know. And he is telling Toya to do other things, you know. But it's like, I don't know if they fully explained why, if he fully explained why he is now pulling away from Toya to Toya. You know, it felt like, from what I saw, there was no talk between Endeavor and Toya about why he's now stopping training with him, you know. It felt like in the beginning, I don't know, at least to me, from what I got from the episode, it's, in the beginning, it wasn't that, okay, Toya was supposed to be stronger than All Might. His body cannot handle it. So Endeavor is like, okay, now you're useless. That's not how I saw it. I saw it as, yes, he wanted Toya to be stronger than All Might, to surpass All Might. But because his body cannot handle it, he's not gonna be pushing that anymore. And he's asking Toya not to push it anymore, you know. But because he has ingrained this thing inside Toya, Toya is like, I can't stop now, you know. Especially, he keeps telling Endeavor, he kept telling Toya to stop with the training. Toya wasn't listening. And then there was the talk between him and the mom, and then he's like, the only way for him to stop, basically, I'm guessing, was for them to have another child. That is basically what he wanted in a baby, like what he wanted in Toya, to have another child. And that if Toya sees that, okay, someone else is there to do what he couldn't do, then he's gonna stop with his own training and, you know, all of that. That did not happen. Okay, that pushed Toya even more to the extreme, because once Shoto was born, it felt like, you know, first off, Toya was the firstborn, right? Endeavor has been telling him all this while that he's gonna be the one to surpass All Might. He's been training for that, and then all of a sudden you stop training with him. You don't pay attention to him, and then this new kid is born. You have all your attention toward him, and he's just sort of like an afterthought. You don't look at him anymore. So it's like he has this. He's thinking, okay, if I can surpass Shoto, then you're going to be looking at me again. You know? That's what is in his mind. So anything, if at least Endeavor took the time, like he said, look at me. If he actually looked at him, I feel like that would have changed a whole lot. But he sort of like discarded him. And now he's telling the mom to stop Toya from doing what he's doing, when you're the one that lit the fire under him. And now you're shifting the not the blame, but you're shifting, stopping everything to the mom. And the boy was already gone. Toya is like already gone, because the mom she tried to stop Toya, but Toya turned it around on her, because she's like, you knew exactly what you were getting into when you got into the marriage. You knew what you wanted out of the marriage, and it's for a child that's going to be stronger than both of you and whatnot. So you're also complicit in everything that has happened. Like when Endeavor was filling all his head with everything, she didn't stop him, you know. So he felt like she was also responsible, you know. And there was that scene with Fuyumi and Toya, where Fuyumi was telling Toya that she didn't want him to hurt himself and everything. And Toya's like, you don't understand anything. And then there was, I think he said girls don't understand anything or something along those lines. And then at night, when he was telling Natsu about everything that Endeavor has done and everything, and Natsu was getting to the point where he was tired of hearing it. And then he was telling Toya to go tell Fuyumi, and then he's like, she won't understand. Like, basically, the women in their lives are useless. That's what I was getting out of that those conversations. And I feel like he got that from seeing the way Endeavor has been treating their mom, you know. I don't know, but that's how I got that from. And now Endeavor has caused this, you know, and then he's telling the mom to stop it. The mom cannot stop it. And then Toya went ahead again to train by himself. He hurt himself on his body, and then he showed it to Endeavor. Endeavor got upset, went to the mom and slapped the mom. And then you had baby Shoto there that was telling him not to hurt his mom and everything. And it's like, I feel like this is the episode that should have been titled The Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2. That was not last episode. Okay. This was the episode because it showed the hell that they were living in. Oh my gosh. Like when Toya turned on the mom and told him everything that he wanted to say to her, and then you see the look in his eyes, and then Endeavor comes in, slaps her, is berating her for not being able to stop Toya, which you're the one that caused this, so you should be the one to stop it. But you're not doing anything. You're just going out there and be like, I can only show him how to be a hero or something or other like that. Not taking responsibility for the seed that he had created in Toya. He's seeing that those eyes looking at him, berating her, berating her and everything. And then she started seeing those eyes in Shoto as well. And that's what pushed her to pour her water on to burn Shoto. Oh yeah, and then there was the how did I skip that? There was one instance where Toya was basically telling Endeavor to look at him and not to focus so much on Shoto, and then he got so upset that he was about to burn Shoto, right? And then from that point on, he isolated Shoto and the mom, right? Told them that they were going to be separate from the other children or from everybody else or something or other along those lines. And then I think it was after that when Toya came back all burnt again, and then he slapped the mom, and Shoto was like, don't hurt my mom. And it was after that incident that everything started going the mom was getting all over, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, she started seeing Endeavor in her kids' faces, and then it was after that I believe that she burned Shoto, and then they sent the mom to the hospital from that point on, and then he separated Shoto from the other kids. Shoto was by himself, and you will see, the moment when Toya and the children were playing outside, and Shoto wanted to go. He's like, I want to play with Toya and the others as well. And I'm like, Endeavor, you forget it, frack. All this while, Toya is still thinking, okay, if I can be stronger than Shoto, my father's gonna look at me. And he was training at one point, and then he felt like his emotions brought out this super amazing fire or whatever. He asked Endeavor to come see him at this mountain where that's where he burnt up, and they thought that Toya died. Endeavor didn't show up, and then that's when everything happened, and they died. He died. Well, he didn't die, but they thought he died. Excuse me. Yeah, so after they thought that Toya died, Endeavor started focusing even more on Shoto and all of that. So now everybody is like taking accountability for, what happened with Toya, Endeavor is, in my opinion, Endeavor is the most responsible for everything that has happened. He's the most responsible. Because had it not been for him pushing Toya to that point, and now if when you realize that Toya was not going to be able to do this, you should have sat him down, talked to him, explain to him why he should not be using his powers anymore. Tell him that you care about him, not look at him as, this person that's supposed to be surpassing All Might, like, sit him down. I want you to be okay. Let's stop this. I'm not that interested in surpassing All Might anymore, even though he still was. Just like try to talk to him as a father that cares about his son's well-being. Had he done that, I don't think any of this would have happened. Now you just turned away from him, pushed the mom to take care of everything when it was your fault. And the kids were like, Fuyumi was like, I know you were breaking apart, so I could have done something. I'm like, you were a kid. And then Natsuo was like, had I talked to Toya or whatever, I can understand what he's saying, but he was still a kid. They were kids. Endeavor and the mom were the parents, and Endeavor was the one that had the most responsibility in stopping this from happening, and he didn't. So now it's like everybody's okay. Now we need to stop Toya. I don't know. And then Hawks and I'm about to say Denim. Oh my goodness. Hawks and why am I forgetting his name? Best Jeanist. Hawks and Best Jeanist apparently were outside. They listened to everything that happened, and then they're like, okay, we're also gonna help you out. Me, Hawks, and the Best Jeanist, Endeavor, and the mom and the kids, and Shuto. Aww, when they said Shuto was the hero of the family. Aww, that was so cool. And yeah, they were gonna stop Toya. And Hawks talked about all the villains that have escaped, all the things that they needed to stop, and all of that. But there's still one thing that he doesn't quite understand. What the heck is One for All? And I'm like, ooh. This thing that was supposed to be a secret between Deku and All Might and Bakugo. Who else knew? Was it just those three or somebody else? The principal also knew, because he knew that he was looking for a replacement or whatever. Like that thing that was supposed to be a secret. Now people are Hawks wants to know what it is. And Endeavor remembered when Deku told him, that Shigaraki was after him and all that. So they know that Deku knows something about One for All. And now he was gonna go talk to Deku, but Deku is in with All Might, and All Might wanted them to be alone, which also clicked in Hawk's mind. All Might is also involved in this, so this One for All thing must be something. I'm like, oh my goodness. Is everybody now gonna know? Or just, I feel like they are gonna have to tell them what One for All is. They are gonna have to, because All for One is after it. Shigaraki is after it, so yeah. And then at the end there, they said that All Might said that Deku was talking to the previous wielders of One for All. So it's like, okay, that's probably why he's still in a coma or whatever. But yeah, what else happened this episode? Like I said, I feel like I need to watch this episode again, especially the Todoroki family part of it, because I want to fully understand everything that happened, and I don't think that I quite got everything, or maybe I did, but I just feel like I didn't. I don't know, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/feelmini, and you can also see the full line for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I love you, baby. どこにいても君が待ってると信じてるから今すぐに